I think New Orleans is one of those places that we all go, oh yeah, they got this history. But, I don't know if we really know what it is. Like you were saying, voodoo.
I don't know much about, I had no idea. You mentioned a moment ago that that there was sort of a folklore to the area before the French even arrived. See, I didn't know that. So
yeah.
I think.
So what was give us an example of the folklore of the area before the French arrived?
Well, one thing that's very cool is the specific area where the French Quarter is, the original city, the mile by half mile city. It was very specifically picked. It was not an accident. The French spent 20 years wandering in the bayous, trying to find where the Mississippi River, they knew where it started, up in Canada, right? They knew up in that area, Detroit, etc. They were up there, but they didn't know where it ended. So we're trying to find the tail end of the Mississippi River. And then once they found it, they were trying to find the best place to build a military defensible city, right?
Right.
But the thing is, that was such a perfect area. The natives, of course, they knew it was a perfect area too. They used it as a trading ground for centuries and centuries. There's an area of the French Quarter close to the river called the French Market. And it's actually considered the oldest trading post that we still use in North America as a result. But the thing that was interesting is that the Indians of the area wouldn't spend the night where we are. They wouldn't spend the night in the French Quarter. They wouldn't close their eyes, and it was the highest ground within 100 miles. Because they said, and they even tried to warn the French when they arrived, that the area was cursed. They said, do not build here, you'll regret it. And as I said, they wouldn't let the sun go down on their backs in the area of the French Quarter. They would always walk about 3 miles away, straight down the road called the Bayou Road that we still have today. And they would sleep essentially in a bayou rather than sleep on the high ground. And then they'd pack up and go back the next day for trades. But they would never let the darkness fall on the area. And I always thought that was just amazingly cool,
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we know what it was cursed with?
Yeah, well,
or is cursed for them maybe a looser term?
Cursed, yeah, I guess it could be a looser term. It can be a looser term for us today, but
yeah, that's true.
I think in specific, I understand why they consider this ground cursed. And it's something I go into on my Dark History tour, which I, by the way, am the only person in the city who does, because it's generally a wonderful city for the really horrible things that made us what we are. Yeah.
You would think there would be a lot of people embracing this sort of dark history of it, because so many of the rest of us sort of associate, well, we don't associate it with being a dark place. We also associate it with being a party place, and we associate it with history and, ethnic melting pot. We associate it with a lot of things, but a dark history, like you were saying, voodoo is definitely something that I feel that people kind of associate New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. With good reason. Yeah. Voodoo in our city is very much alive and well. Very much alive and well.
Even today.
Oh, God, of course. Yeah. Before COVID, and hopefully soon, the next couple of months, once we get a level of immunization in our city and around the United States, for years and years and years in what they call Armstrong Park, which was originally called Congo Square, was a place where slaves would gather on Sundays to dance and sing and make their own trading ground, if you will. They would sell goods, barter goods back and forth to each other. And it was really, really an area of open air worship. It was open air voodoo. But they were very good about hiding it from the eyes of the Catholics around them, and then later the Protestants around them. So, and it's literally just across the street from the city, across the street. So, to this day, until COVID, voodoo practitioners were still having regular Sundays in the square. They drum, dance, sing. They bring things they bake and sell, things like that. I mean, literally, it was exactly the way it was 250, 300 years ago. So that's a really cool thing. And like I said, my buddy who does my voodoo tours with me, he's a voodoo priest. And the reason we only go on Sundays because I want people to be able to go and actually experience that and see the drumming and see the dancing and see the veve artwork and buy some crafts, buy some food if they want to, and just kind of mingle amongst people and see and watch and kind of demystify it, make it not so scary, but also explain it really as a vibrant, passionate, artistic religion